Today, I'm gonna go over the best possible pacifist route for Deltarune chapters 1 and 2. There's a surprising amount of decisions to be made in a game that's not even halfway done, and our choices start pretty early in chapter 1, so let's get right into it. Make sure your vessel is sweet with a gift of kindness and tell it that you love it. There's no way it's actually gonna be discarded, so whenever we do run into it, it's probably best to err on the side of caution. Go to the bathroom and decide against pointlessly flushing the toilet to make your first good decision. Save the environment. Let Ralsei tell you a story, even though you've probably already heard it about a dozen times by now. Warn Lancer about Susie's attack as soon as you can. Make sure you fight the dummy. Go through each part of the tutorial until you're told to hug the dummy. Hug Ralsei over and over again. Then hug the dummy. Do not throw the manual he gives you on the floor. Instead, try to read it. You can't, but Ralsei doesn't know that. From here on, make sure that you spare or pacify every single monster you run into, and whenever Susie's with you, warn the enemy about her on turn 1. Even if she attacks on her own, it still counts against you if she hits anyone. Make sure you take the broken cake from Top Chef. Make sure you donate a single dark dollar to the tutorial merchants. Put in this code and get the first Jevil key piece. Try to warn K-Round about Susie. He won't understand you at all, but it's the thought that counts, right? Try the salsa in the tree stump. No questions, just do it. Put in this code and go get the dice brace. Then put in this code and fight Clover, who you can literally talk to sleep. Make your way to Malleus and have him fix the broken cake into a top cake. Teleport back to the field and make your way back to Top Chef, give it back to him, and get a spin cake. Being good pays off. Buy from each of the bake sale stands to support local business. Go down here to get on the path to the second Jevil key piece, which is right here. When you're designing the ass thrashing machine, make a duck. Ducks are pretty cool and good. This is actually really important and will come back in a future interaction. Here you need to do a couple things. Make sure you go back to this room after you pass it, walk to the other side again, and then back. This spawns the original STARWALKER, which is inarguably one of the most important characters in the game. He's pissed off, but we're gonna try to fix that. Go back and forth between these rooms to eventually spawn into the first egg room. It can take a while, but once you get there, talk to the man behind the tree and get the first egg. Make sure you focus on Lancer in this fight, and eventually you'll wear him down and he won't want to fight you anymore. When you get locked up, eat the moss. Apparently this is a good thing because Chris likes the moss. I don't even know anymore, man. Intentionally try to die to Lancer when you're fighting him as Susie to show how not okay with this you are. He won't hurt you anymore after a certain point, which I think is pretty telling for his character. Make sure you head all the way to the right side of the screen and go talk to STARWALKER in the jail. It's pissing him off. Head down to Jevil once you get to the elevator and start his subquest. You don't need to go do it right now. I would actually wait until you're at the top of the castle. Make sure you give Rules some time to think he's beating you with his puzzle. Oh god, dude, I just don't know. It just doesn't go this way. It doesn't go that way. Oh, by sheer dumb luck, it looks like I figured it out. Sorry, Rules. It's here I realized this is where I got this dumb line that I've been saying to my girlfriend for ages. Gotta say, this reaction, pretty accurate. Same deal for your second Rules puzzle. Talk to him and he'll taunt you for failing his greatest puzzle yet. Eventually you have to solve it, unfortunately. Buy some Rules Rue at his store and get ready for the Jevil fight. Equip the best armor you can and head over to the field. Get the final key piece from Sham, make Malleus fix the key, and then head back to Jevil. The Jevil fight is really difficult, but at this point I've fought him so many times that I'm used to it. Pacify him eventually and you'll get him in the form of the Jevil's tail. Build back up on Rules Rue and continue the story. Once you get to the King fight, talk to him as long as you can and then just defend until he gets tired. If you do everything right, a stampede of monsters led by Lancer will take him away. After this, make sure you backtrack and talk to literally everyone. Nobody gets left out. Leave the Dark World, but you're not done yet. Consider huffing the Marshmallow Marker. Check out the Throne of the Gods, which actually does come back later. Talk to Birdly, full well knowing that he's your friend and nothing bad will ever happen to him. Visit the hospital, which has two important things in it. One, this line of text, which is really interesting and might make you think a little bit differently about the intentions of certain characters in the game. And Rudy, who you should talk to. Then, make your way over to Sans and tell him to be friends with everyone. Tell him you'll babysit Papyrus, like a decent human being. Visit Alphys while you're on that side of town too. Then head over to Burger Pants, who's easily the second best character in the game behind the next character you're gonna go visit, Onion-san. Be honest with Onion-san, tell him you're his friend and your name. Tell him his name is Onion and he'll ask you to come back tomorrow. Head over to Asgore's and put the egg in the fridge. We still don't know what that means, but it is only available in chapter 2 if you're on the pacifist route, so it should be fine. Keep the flower he gives you and talk to everyone on the way home to make sure every character knows how much you care for them. Head home, talk to Toriel, give her Asgore's flowers, and go to your room. Look yourself in the mirror knowing you're the best person you possibly could be. You did good today, and you'll do good tomorrow. Yeah. Go to bed and walk out of the room for 1 minute and 26 seconds. You'll come back to a nice little song and post-chapter credits. Nothing happened while you were gone, silly. Make sure you start chapter 2 from the chapter 1 save you just created. Get to school, fall asleep, and then tell Alphys your sleep quality is increased because you're paired with Susie. Tell Noelle that you're hanging out alone in the closet with Susie and head to the Dark World. Go check on Mr. Society, who apparently always appears, but I didn't see him in a single save until I created the worst route saves, so I'm not sure what happened there. Talk to Sham about the shadow crystals. Head over to the cafe, and Top Chef will thank you again for fixing his cake. I guess he's gonna give us a cake for every chapter from here on, which is pretty cool and useful. Go check on King and tell him that you're not there to humiliate him. When you do go to leave the Dark World, Lancer, Rules, and STARWALKER will join you. Go to Cyberworld, and then keep in mind that you need to follow the same pacifist plan you did in chapter 1. Spare literally everyone, and make sure you're checking recruits at save points to ensure you don't miss any. Solve the apple puzzle and go talk to Nubert. Make absolutely sure you talk to him first to get permission to take his prize. How could you not like this guy? Make sure you get all 3 blue check marks to unlock the hacker. One is down here, one is given to you when you finish this word jumble, and one is at the top of these teacups. Go back, watch the fireworks, and then move on. You're doing good work. You deserve it. Knock Birdly off the track and then talk to Trashy and Nubert. Recruit Noelle and continue recruiting literally everyone. Tell Noelle that Susie would love to ride the Ferris wheel with her. Say that you're friends when you talk to Addison here. Then there aren't any more decisions for quite a while. Just go through the game as usual until you get to the car minigame. Save beforehand because you're gonna need to reset if you hit a single car. It is really important that you don't. If you do go through this without hitting anyone, then you'll actually get an extra recruit. It's not listed, but there will be a tiny car in Castletown when all is said and done. Also, get the banana. Fight Spamton and make loose plans to head back to his shop sometime. Give the gift to Ralsei because duh. Tell Susie you have a truce and then witness the strongest lineup of characters since Smash Ultimate. The lack of Birdly here is fully intentional. Release balloons because I fucking love balloons, dude. Don't look at anyone else's room to respect their privacy. Solve puzzle, solve puzzle, and then watch as Lancer turns to stone. But don't worry, you can push him all the way to the dinner table and he gets a nice plate of spaghetti. Once you get to the next door, head all the way to Trash Zone and Spamton's hideout. Buy the key gen and then keep on rolling through the story for a little bit. Save the game here because you're heading for another reset point. Make absolutely sure that you respect the vase. If it falls, restart the game. Now, Susie does break it anyways at the end, but there's no blood on your hands. Save after you finish this and go on to the next room. Note down every attribute about each of the paintings and then go answer all of Task Manager's questions about him. If you do this right, then you'll start the fight at 100% mercy and instantly recruit her. Hit the secret switch that Hacker points to and head to the basement. Save. Walk around this room and absolutely shit bricks when you see this. Go down the teacups, hit the switch, survive the hardest fight in the game until now, and then go grab the empty disc from the farthest room on the right. Head back to Spamton and transfer him to the empty disc. Now, instead of using the door to get back, go through the normal game route again. We did this all in a very specific order for a reason. Go to the car area and find Toby's Easter egg room. Let it knock you out and wake up here. Find the moss and share it with Susie.
Again, apparently this is a good thing.
I've given up trying to figure out what's going on here. Ralsei's reaction is basically me. Go back and forth between these rooms until you get to the second egg room. Say yes and get the second egg. Head back up and to the right until you get to the reason why we did everything in this order. Sometimes taking the road less traveled can give you a life you never thought was possible. Other times, a giant toilet, but we take those too. Head all the way back to Trash Zone and take the time to check your recruits at a save point. I needed a couple more swatchlings and made sure to get them before the final boss fights. Head back to the castle, go down to the basement, and with Spamton on the disc, plug it back in and walk away. You get jump scared by Spamton Neo. Don't use the big shot cheat that makes him angry, just cut his wires and eventually you'll win. It's kind of sad seeing him like this, I gotta be honest. Quick break from the Hugfest this video has been so far, but there's a ton of information in what he says, and it confirms that one of the main themes of the game is going to be breaking free from a predetermined narrative. Somehow. I have to say I was already a little suspicious of Ralsei, but his reaction to Spamton's death while Chris is just freaking out, it borderline confirms that he knows something that we don't. Say hi to Nubert, who's moving up in the world. It's always good to see great people succeed. Check out the Supreme Table, remembering the Supreme Chair from the classroom in Chapter 1, furniture pairing for kings. Make sure you obtain the second banana during the Swan Ride. When you get to the Mouse Room, the first thing you should do is unlock both chests. $2 dark dollars probably doesn't mean much to you and I, but it can mean a lot to the little guys. Unlock the path, tell Ralsei that it's nice that he is him, and run into Rules. He debuts a machine from the trash heap, which he calls the squeaky ducky in our case. Beat rules and then hug Ralsei for your picture. Wouldn't it be a plot twist if this is the picture Sans is referring to at the end of Undertale and the face we saw in the basement is actually the third person in this picture? I know it's not gonna be, but that'd be a pretty cool twist. Tell Noelle about your obsession with eating moss and then watch the life get choked out of Birdly. But like, a joke this time. Now, this might be controversial, but I think going and picking up the Susie statue and the Icy statue for your rooms is just fine, considering the fact that anything you leave behind is completely inaccessible after you be the final boss. Save, check your recruits one last time, and fight Queen and Birdly. Just group Lucin and group Toast and you'll save Birdly after a little while. Continue forward and you'll get to the greatest team uniting scene since Avengers Endgame, and Endgame didn't have Starwalkers, so this is arguably even better. Enjoy this fight because it's so much fun. I've beaten it at least 5 times at this point and I still love playing through it every time. The music, the fight itself, the unique way of playing, it's just so much fun. By the way, real quick shout out to the sponsor of this video, me. I make videos on other games and if you enjoyed the best and worst route videos, you'll enjoy them too. So if you're excited for some more content, whether it be Deltarune or something else, go ahead, click the subscribe button. I really appreciate it, and let's get back to the video. After a long and gruesome fight, you'll be left with the epic finale and the death of our duck friend. Rest in peace, buddy. Ralsei goes over the roaring, we all laugh, and then everyone wakes up and Birdly's totally fine and will always be fine, and nothing bad has ever happened or will ever happen to him except that one time where we manipulated his best friend into murdering him, but other than that, it's totally good. Tell the Trash King you'll be friends with him and head over to the school. Talk to Temmie and she'll get some level of endgame boss clarity that's kind of terrifying if we're being honest, and then she'll get out her egg. This egg tells you how many eggs you've found in the game so far. Go to the Dark World and find Nubert hanging out. He's had a long, wild life, and it's finally time for him to settle down. Good for him. He's also giving his riches to the weak. I genuinely would die for this little blob. Talk to Trashy, reassuring him that he will in fact make some new friends. Never thought I'd identify with a sentient trash can, but here we are. Go talk to King again and he'll have some fun interactions with Queen. Give Sham your new shadow crystal. And you'll be done in Castletown for now, but you're not done with the chapter just yet. Check out Terry, not affiliated with Jerry in any way, shape, or form. He's a total badass. Go talk to Gerson's daughter in the graveyard and then head over to the weird hideout. Notice the wording. Clearly Susie knows that Chris knows something about it, but concedes that they don't need to talk about it. This seems to be glossed over pretty often, and I think it's kind of interesting. Go to the police station, let out the dogs, get the chocolates from Undyne, talk to Napstablook, give Alphys the chocolates, and then head to the hospital. Notice the bead text has changed here. Keep in mind that when Birdly dies, the blue bead breaks off. Interesting. Go visit Rudy again and have a nice talk. Once you're done, head over to Icy's Pizza and talk to Burger Pants about Asriel. Go to the diner and talk to Caddy. Go to Sans store and talk to him about everything he can talk about, and then go lose your egg in the pile of eggs. Realize you were lied to when you were told you'd seed Papyrus today and secretly hold that against Toby Fox. Go over to Metaton's house and say someone else. Metaton then asks you to bring something entertaining back tomorrow, which is probably important to do. Go meet up with Onion-san and tell him that he was missed. He'll tell you that he hears a song at night and he thinks he might be familiar with it. I swear to God, if Onion-san's the link between Undertale and Deltarune, I'm gonna lose my mind. Go home, wash your hands, and leave the room for 50 seconds. When you get back, the window will be open, but that's okay, you hear? The room just got a little steamy and you didn't want to fog up the windows. It's fine. Everything's fine. Tell Susie you're totally down when she asks you if we should try to bring monsters to our world, and then say Ralsei when she asks you who you'd bring to the festival. Then the game ends for now. Nothing else relevant happens at all. Just finish up and you've completed the best possible pacifist run as far as I know. Thanks for all the support on my videos so far. I plan on covering tons of games on this channel, but definitely Deltarune whenever we get new content. Follow me on Twitch for future streams and to be a part of future videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Till then, peace.